That morning had begun like any other, though a little later than usual. I don't like getting up and can sleep through the crows of the cocks and the prayer calls of the muezzin. First my father would try to wake me up. A few minutes more, Abba. I would beg and burrow deeper under the quilt. Then my mother would come and call, Visho, Visho. At this point I would realize the time and shout, "Oh, I'm late." The school was not far from my home and I used to walk. But since the start of last year I had been going with other girls in a rickshaw and coming home by bus. I had started taking the bus because my mother was scared of me walking on my own. We had been getting threats all year. My mother was worried about me. Like my father, I've always been a daydreamer, and sometimes in lessons my mind would drift. And I'd imagine that on the way home a terrorist might jump out and shoot me on those steps. I wondered what I would do. Maybe I'd take off my shoes and hit him. But then I'd think if I did that there would be no difference between me and a terrorist. It would be better to plead, "Okay, shoot me, but first listen to me. What you are doing is wrong. I'm not against you personally. I just want every girl to go to school." I wasn't scared, but I had started making sure the gate was locked at night. And asking God what happens when you die. I told my best friend Manaba everything. Manaba and I lived on the same street when we were little and been friends since primary school, and we shared everything. Justin Bieber songs and Twilight movies. The best face lightening creams. "Don't worry," I told her. "The Taliban have never come for a small girl." The day when everything changed was Tuesday, October 9, 2012. It was the middle of school exams. The exam got over and we left the school. All the girls were singing and chatting and our voices bounced around inside the bus. We couldn't see in front, but a young bearded man in light-colored clothes had stepped into the road and weighed the van down. Another young man in white approached the back of the van. The man was wearing a peaked cap and had a handkerchief over his nose and mouth as if he had flu. Then he swung himself onto the tailboard at the back and leaned in right over us. "Who is Malala?" he demanded. No one said anything, but several of the girls looked at me. I was the only girl with my face not covered. That's when he lifted up a black pistol. He fired 3 shots, one after another. The first went through my left eye socket and out under my left shoulder. I slumped forward onto Manaba, blood coming from my left ear. By the time we got to the hospital my long hair and Manaba's lap were full of blood. Who is Malala? I am Malala, and this is my story. Malala is such an inspiration to so many people. Malala didn't deserve anything that happened to her. But still, even after she was shot, she kept fighting for what she believed in.